On this video, I'm going to show you how to use the SEGA emulator along with the ROMs that are in the system. So the first thing you need to do is go back down to the SEGA. Hang on a second. Go down to the SEGA emulator, which is called the SEGA Genesis emulator in the menu, and then you do the same thing. You click on the X button, and then it's going to load up PGen, which is the SEGA emulator. And similar to the SNES and the NES emulators, the ROMs are gonna, all the drives are gonna be located, are gonna show up on the screen. Basically, it's a similar process. You can play the ROMs off the USB, CD, but in this system that I've created, the ROMs are located on the internal hard drive. So what you have to do is go ahead and give it a minute or two. It's going to load the ROMs. I mean, not the ROMs, but the the different drives. Then you're going to select the PGen, which is the SEGA Genesis folder, and then in there the ROMs are located. Now, in each of the folders are the there are the ROMs, and there's the application to run the ROMs, which is the emulator, plus the ROMs. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on the ROM list, and for that you just press the X button, and then go down to the hard drive, which is if you go down to the hard. Okay, so the first thing that shows up in all the different emulators you see is a CD-ROM, then the memory card 1, memory card 2. Now you can load your games onto either one of those formats. Once you start, after the USB stick, you see the boot. That's all the free McBoot menu. So here for the SEGA ROMs, I put them in a place called SEGA Emu. Pretty straightforward. So just click on the X button once that's highlighting, and then see the ROMs folder. Just go down to the ROMs folder and do the same exact thing. Press the X button, and then there. Oh shoot! Hang on. Let me go back. It's kind of hard to do this with the camera in one hand. And here you go. Go down to ROMs. Click on that. And then it's going to do the same thing. It's going to load all the ROMs. So you got to give it a minute, maybe less than a minute, maybe half a minute, and you'll see all the different ROMs. Now in this system, there's probably about 1,000 ROMs, probably 900 US ROMs. I haven't loaded any Japanese or any of that in the system. So I'm going to go down to, let's see, I'll pick one. I'm going to pick the Addams Family, since I used to play that game as a kid. Go ahead and press the X button, and it's load the ROMs. And all the buttons are kind of mapped similar to how the controllers used the same way the original controllers were mapped. So there you go, right there. Very simple to use. All the emulators are pretty simple to use, and the buttons are already mapped, so you don't have to do much as far as you just got to play the games. It's pretty straightforward. Jumping, it's the X button, and then just play around with it. And if you have any questions, just email me. Thanks.